Spring Council meeting in the city of Homewood for November 24, 2025. Councilor Sims.
Here.
Councilor Simmons.
Here.
Councilor Armstead.
Here.
Councilor Lane.
Here.
And Mayor Andrews.
Here.
All here.
Hi, everybody. Thank y'all for being here tonight. We will start just going through our items. This should be a pretty quick meeting, and then we will reconvene next door at 6. But as far as our old business items, old business agenda items, 190925 bid date held on October 30th, 2025 at 3:01 for the Central Avenue TAP multimodal facility brought to us from Mr. Smith. Have we talked through this, and we'll be talking about it tonight in council or voting on it tonight in council?
That's correct.
Okay, and you already presented this to us. It's Sane Associates, and they came in
So
under budget, correct?
we bid the job. I'm looking at Amy. So we have there are two resolutions in council tonight. One is to award the contract to Avery Landscaping, and the other is to authorize me to sign a contract with Sane and Associates for construction, engineering, and inspection. And so what that is, this is an ALDOT funded project. They fund 80% of it. We were awarded this through a TAP grant, Transportation Alternative Program grant with ALDOT. Sane and Associates designed it. We then bid it locally. ALDOT approved the bids, and then they also approved the CE&I contractor, which is Sane, that we propose to use for inspection. And so both of those contracts are in front of you tonight. I don't know that we've talked about the actual money for each of those. Brian, did I send you the bid tab?
It's just hard to see.
Yeah, scroll down to the bottom. So this is the, yeah, and then go back over to the left. Yeah, so all the bidders' numbers, keep going if you will. Yeah, there you go, right there. So the engineer's estimate was 822. Avery Landscape came in low at 814, 145.20. So that's what that's the contract amount that you guys will have tonight. And then the other Bulls bids, you can see that Gillespie bids and CB&A bid, and then we got another one. So we had a lot of interest in this project.
Nice.
Avery Landscaping, we had a couple of questions for them. Specifically about their lighting package, but they were able to make everyone happy with their answers, and so we recommend going with Avery Landscape for 814, 145.20.
And we pay that, and then ALDOT pays back the 80%.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. So the full amount is us first, and then we get reimbursed 80%.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. The TAP grant. Okay. Any questions on this item?
Oh, I will say, I will add an additional point about this one. In the resolution there, we also include a budget amendment. So originally last year, this project was budgeted over the next 2 years, this year and next year.
Right.
And so we imagine that we're gonna be able to do it all in this year. So we're proposing a budget amendment for $350,000 to come from one project into this project. So we're gonna really cancel a project and to do this one this year.
Questions?
The 350 number is
Is the budget amendment that we're.
but it's not the 20%.
No.
What is the?
No, so we budget, that's a good point. So we budget the full amount of the contract and our expenses, and then we show in our revenues the 80% coming back to us.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Well, we will move on to new business. 12-11-25, recommend approval of accepting bid from Infinity Tools LLC for City of Homewood fleet maintenance tools, brought to us from Amy. Sorry. Hi, Amy.
So we opened the bids back in October. We had 3 bidders, and we're recommending Infinity Tools as the lowest responsible and responsive bidder.
And this is for Blake's department, which I went during my department head meetings. I've met with Blake, and Blake, if you want to kind of share with everybody, I thought it was a great point that you made about sort of a service that the city's doing for our employees.
Yes, and just tell you a little bit about our shop. We've got 6 technicians, and one of them's been there 35 years. The newest one's been there a couple months, and their entire career here, the older guys, they've always had to provide their tools. And so going forward, what we've asked is to provide, the city provide tools for them. And in asking that, we interviewed 2 individuals this year that declined to come because we couldn't get them tools. They had to provide their own tools. When the dealerships that they're working at are provided tools. And so we can sell them on benefits and everything, but the tools was a big holdback for those 2 guys. And so going forward, you know, this is a huge recruiting tool and a retention tool. Where I have one guy who's leaving probably about next year or 2, said, man, if they're gonna do this, I really like to stay and keep going forward with this, because it's really, really good for our technicians and all. So, thank y'all.
Any questions?
Are these on a replacement cycle?
Sir?
Or is there any replacement cycle on these, or are they?
There'll be a lifetime warranty. It'll stay, each technician will get their set of tools, and we'll have inventory. But no, it's a brake item. It's got a warranty on it. That's one reason why we're recommended with this company.
Any other questions? And Jay, we are not voting on this tonight.
That's correct.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Moving on to item 131125, request for consideration of an ordinance to repeal Article 3 entitled Standing Committees of Council of Chapter 2 entitled Administration of the Code Ordinances of the City of Homewood, brought to us by our city attorneys. I don't know if you want to speak to this, Mr. Smith, or Mr. Merle, if you want to speak to this.
I can speak to it.
Okay.
This is basically just gonna be a housekeeping ordinance. You've got sections of the code that speak to the committee structure that the 11-member council used. They are now obsolete on the 5-member council, so this would simply repeal that section, since you're now using a work session format and not using the 5-committee structure that the old council used.
And so we will be voting on this tonight, obviously, this is for us moving forward.
Next time.
Oh, we're not voting on this tonight, okay, I'm
I gotta
sorry.
go to the ordinance.
My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, and it's an ordinance. Okay, my bad. Sorry. We will read it tonight? No?
We will read it next time.
Thank you. By the end of this year, I will get it right in this meeting, I promise. That is my commitment to you all. Okay. Okay, so now you know what this is, and so we will discuss further and read later. But any questions on that you guys have for Jay? Okay. That's pretty straightforward. All right, next item is, now we will be voting on this item, I do know that for a fact. Item 141125, request to consider paying tiered year-end bonus contingent upon the city completing fiscal year 24-25 with a general fund surplus, brought to us from Cale Smith.
So every year about this time, the city has paid out to its employees, if there's been a surplus in the previous year, we've paid out bonuses from a tiered structure. Do you have that screenshot? And that's what the bonuses are. So if you work for the number of years on the right, you get the amount on the left. We have realized recently that there was never a resolution passed for this. The money has been budgeted, so it's okay for us to pay the money. But in order for us to be covered for considering these non-pensionable wages to the retirement systems of Alabama, we are asking for a resolution for tonight.
Any questions?
I'll also report, we just also confirmed the reason why this is coming now is that we will have a surplus from last year. Some of the nuts and bolts are still being worked out with all the money and transfers and that kind of thing. But right now we are looking at a $2.78 million surplus from 25.
And I will say, I've been here, this is my 10th year, and so we've done this every year that I've been here, and I know it's something that the employees are very appreciative of, and it was important to get it done tonight, so the checks can be cut tomorrow in time for the holiday season, Black Friday, and having, extra Christmas funds. So, any questions?
Yeah, I would just echo that as well, and that this is the time of the year we've typically looked at this, and one of the things involved to Cale's reference about the surplus is in the resolution, and you may have mentioned this already, so sorry if I'm repeating it, but that the resolution also says not to exceed the sum of $365,000. So just so you know the scale of
So did we change that?
Yeah, we
Yes.
upped that to 420
Okay.
to cover basically some,
There was some employee, the employee and the employer taxes were not added to that number. And so
We're covering those taxes.
Yes.
And that, the amount they get, that's the amount they get.
Yes.
we
So this is on a
cover-
pre-tax basis?
It's a net.
We
Okay.
are paying the
Oh,
taxes
you
on
are?
that, so
Okay.
they will get a check for $350 or $500
Gotcha.
or $750 or
Gotcha.
$1,000.
That's a net pay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So thanks for clarifying that.
All right, well, thank you so much for that. And our last item on our pre-council agenda is 15/11/25, request permission to authorize city manager to sign a contract with Carr, Riggs, and Ingram, brought to us from Mr. Segrist. We're not voting on this tonight either. But if you wanna talk to this item.
yeah, and Kayla, please jump in any time, but yeah, Carr Riggs, they've been helping us in our finance department for some time now. And this is basically just a continuation of service that we do with them. We've kind of getting towards the end of the initial agreement, and so this is just basically a new agreement to have them continue helping us out in our finance department.
And assisting through the audit.
Yes, the audit's coming up in February or March, and so they'll be assisting with that as well.
In mid-year review? Or?
Yeah, all
yeah.
those things,
All-
yeah.
Yeah.
So the contract really kind of gets them to April, May
Yeah.
of '26.
Which is the mid-year review.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. All right, and that's Jason and Tasha, so you get to hear us talk about Jason and Tasha. You know them, I don't know if they're here tonight, but you get to hear that. So, any questions on that item?
Will this item go to council tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, because we still have, like, we're paying hourly right now, it's still, and so this,
Okay.
and the rate's the same, but this just.
That's right.
says-
We just wanted to kind of
Yeah.
hit pause on, or hit stop on their old contract and start with a new contract
Okay.
with you guys and with us.
Makes sense.
Okay. Anything else? Any other items? So, just so you know, I know we talked about 4:30 at that time, and then I got back to you about 5 o'clock. We sit down and look at the agenda the week before, and we knew it wasn't gonna be an hour and a half long meeting, and so we didn't wanna bring you guys in, early for that. And so we'll try to, I think once we kinda get into the next year, get to some of the new stuff that's coming up, the meetings will probably be a little longer, so we'll just kinda keep an eye on that, if that's okay with you all from week to week, just to kinda take a look on it. I don't wanna get you here at 4:30
Yeah.
and have you sit here for an hour. So, I'll let you know that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to communicate with everyone about. Oh, we got everybody sitting here. Anything else you can think of that, okay,
Can't think of-
okay,
Everybody gets my emails on Friday?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Helpful, or something helpful, yeah. So, okay. Any questions or anything you guys have? Discuss? All right, well, if not, then we will adjourn until 6 o'clock. Next one.
Great.
Thanks.
Easy.